Every sailor knows you never sail to a schedule. It's a rule, like don't eat yellow snow or never drink the first sip of water out of a hose. It means you're supposed to wait for good weather, no matter how long it takes. But when your family sleeps on the floor at JFK to make their flight, and your poor mother even takes a ferry because that's just how much she loves and misses you, well, you end up facing some pretty bad weather to meet them. That's how I ended up turning 30, curled into a ball, drenched from head to toe, trying not to lose my lunch over the side of the boat. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
I bless the ocean for providing us safe passage.
After months of boat work, Sam and I were thrilled to be back on the water. Our first sailing season had been a short 8 weeks, barely long enough to get a taste of the lifestyle we'd been dreaming of. This time, we'd have 6 whole months to explore the Caribbean. We had spent our nights dreaming of sailing the Virgin Islands, hunting for dinner off the coast of Dominica, sunsets and sundowners in Antigua, and maybe one day even crossing an ocean. It was a good dream, but as we loosened lines and set sail, one question remained. Were we really cut out for this life? Whatever the answer was, we'd soon find out, as we pushed past the islands of Sam's youth and far beyond anywhere he or I had ever sailed before. But first, we were kicking the season off with a family reunion in good old Kaku. Welcome to Kaku, one of the greatest places on Earth. Kaku is a small island northeast of Grenada and is one of the hidden gems of the Lesser Antilles. Many sailors have traveled throughout the Caribbean only to come back to tiny Kaku for its crystal clear waters, unspoiled natural beauty, and the good vibes of its people. Kaku has a special place in our hearts. It's where Sam spent his summers as a teenager, learning to sail on his parents' boat. It's where we had our very first sail together nearly 10 years ago. And it's where we spent our entire last season. It was our stomping grounds, and we knew we could show our families a rockin' good time. When your little sister's lifelong dream is to swim with turtles, there's only one place to go: Saline Island. Saline is an uninhabited island to the south and is home to some incredible marine life. Huge schools of fish, squid, sea stars, and sea urchins populate these waters. And of course, turtles. Saline is truly a spectacular place. But our favorite place of all? Sandy Island.
What a view.
it, so we all just jump out. There's the treasure. What more could you ask for?
Farewell, apero. Enjoy Martinique. Everything the Caribbean has to offer. Jerome out. Chauffeur, get me out of here.
Saying goodbye to our families was a lot harder than we thought it would be. There's gonna be a Jerome-shaped hole in our boat. We had been pushing ourselves so hard just to make it to Kaku in time that we hadn't really realized what came after. For the first time, it was just us. No Jack and Kira, no Chris, no Jerome, no one else. Now, the adventure was really about to begin. Tomorrow we're starting how many nautical miles between here and Martinique?
That's a good question.
We'll check on that, and it'll appear on the screen. This many nautical miles between here and Martinique. We're gonna go meet our friends up there, and we're really excited. The only thing we're not super excited about is the weather.
It's not been great.
It hasn't been great, but we gotta get there, so we're leaving tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Beckway. And then
Allegedly.
Hopefully. And then the next day we're going to St. Vincent. And then the next day we're going to St. Lucia. And then the next day we're going to Martinique. So it's going to be 4 days of sailing with some breaks in between to sleep and for sanity. And yeah, we're excited. Hello, it is 11:20. We just tacked and then tacked back. Basically we were pushed way west off course as we suspected we were going to be. And so we tacked back towards Canawan, and now we're back on course towards Beckway. Our estimated time of arrival is 3:30 plus an hour probably to get into the anchorage, so we're feeling good. We know that there's a possibility that, 3 hours from now we're not where we need to be and we have to turn around and come back to Canawan, but I'm feeling optimistic. Sam seems to be leaning a bit more towards the option B. I think we can make it. If I can eat on a crossing, we're having a good day. We're about an hour outside of Beckway.
Yeah.
Made good time. We almost turned back at some point.
We did. I got scared.
I fully, in no universe was I prepared to turn around.
You were like, what do you think? And then stared at me like, see the right thing.
I was like, I'd rather keep going. I'd rather spend this whole next night out going to St. Lucia than turn around. I can't turn around. I just can't do it. Anyways, worked out so far, so good.
How's it feel, Captain?
Feels great to execute on plan A.
Instead of plan B, C, or D. You made the right call.
The sun is still high in the sky. And we're rolling in. Check it out. It looks closer IRL.
Bendy, is it a pretty sunset?
Quick update. It's rocky out here. The wind, not that bad. The sea, however, bad.
The first part of our journey from Bequia to the main island of St. Vincent had us beating straight into the wind and waves. But soon enough, we were settled into Kirtons Bay, our anchorage for the night. It was a cute little bay, and the local restaurant even delivered dinner straight to our boat.
So this is a long one. We start at 2:30, and from 2:30 to about 5, we'll be doing coastal piloting. It'll be dark, so basically we navigate by the GPS, by what visual cues we can see, and also by the depthometer, looking at what the depths we expect to see and versus what we're actually seeing to see how far we are offshore. We want to stay about a mile, maybe 2 miles offshore.
Up to now, we had spent a lot more time fixing l'apéro than sailing her. So this was new territory for us and definitely a bit of a trial by fire. But as the days went by, we grew in confidence and really began to enjoy our sails. It was a good thing too, because we were about to get hit with a pretty big squall coming into St. Lucia.
It's a squall!
Hello, baby. You're gonna get wet.
Day 3 of 4 nearly done. We're just coming up into St. Lucia. St. Lucia's coastline was absolutely breathtaking. The iconic twin volcanoes Gros Piton and Petit Piton towered over us as we sailed to the north end of the island, where we would spend the night before our final sail. Not how that's supposed to be.
It works, doesn't it? You admiring my baby jury rig? This thing keeps slipping out of its jammers, so I'm sure there's a proper term for that. I don't know what it is.
Jammer seems close enough.
Yeah. So we tie her up instead.
After 4 glorious days of sailing, we finally arrived in Le Marin. As we motored into the biggest harbor Sam or I had ever seen, we were enchanted. There was a forest of boat masts as far as the eye could see. This was going to be a big change to little old Kaku.